had maintenance because I was like, oh, I could. It's been like 3 months at least. I could really go for some PUBG, but you got nothing to worry about because they have maintenance. Apparently, I'm insulting every game publisher and developer today. It's not that they have maintenance that gets me. It's the fact that every Tuesday they have maintenance for like 8 damn hours. Like if they had like 90 minutes of maintenance once a week, I'd be like, I get it. 8 hours? I don't know if I've ever heard of that in a game of like that scope before. Yes, I would like to play Trials. How do you play? I would like to do some Trials. Thank you. I've completed a contract, Unearthing Treasure. Hold on. I gotta change my game name as well. Trials Fusion. Trials Rising. Thank God it's not Trials Fusion, because then if it was bad, people would be like more like Trials Snoosion. Active filter. Show things I have not done. No metal. Beautiful. The University of Trials. I know, here's the thing. Can I tell you something? I know I'm 500 years old. I miss when games were just like, here's your list of missions. Now I gotta go comb planet Earth and try to find what the next mission is. HH19, Wrath of the Gods? Sure, why not? Thank you, Corey. Thank you for saying great job on the first episode of the podcast. I appreciate it. This is one of the worst UIs ever made. Don't feel bad. Sorry. I don't want to. Just red links. I love Trials. I really do. I love driving the bike. Everything else, trim it. That's my 2 cents. Let me press the X button and play a random Trials map I've never experienced before. Also, whenever possible, please load my character. So they're not just a floating head. I really do feel like I'm playing Dreams right now. Hold on. What's the full restart button? Because B is not doing it for me. I'm still getting faults here. What happened? What happened to Trials? I fell tower and ravioli on me? Here, start me on Link's World, please. With the Mantis bike. And refund. No, I bought this a year ago. I like Trials. Sometimes I just struggle with why developers design the game so that you can't just press the X button to get more dopamine. Just make it better, forehead. Oh my god, I'm bad, dude. I've lost all my Trials food. You need Justin to make you a playlist? Ain't that the damn truth. I play Trials just for the world map. Did you ever have it? Excuse me. I'll have you know. I mean, hold on. What's the restart? There we go. I'll have you know. Malf and I had many a late night in university talking on Skype. Playing Trials HD on the Xbox Live Arcade with one another. Trying to beat each other's scores. I've been playing Trials since Apollo was still in diapers. Once I get my mojo back, it's all over, like Malf in Hitman 2. Smooth acceleration. That one's gonna hurt. Yeah, I've been playing it since it was a Flash game. And when you loaded it up, it went, Monday, Monday, Monday. I remember that. I learned more about Trials in my computer class than I did about computers. But at the end of the day, that's okay because the class was really just a weird kind of typing test. And even though I typed at like 100 words per minute in 9th grade, my computer teacher gave me a 70 because I didn't use the home row. What a dummy. What? That's what you get for being at that weird intersection of like new technology. Like my 70-year-old teacher was trying to teach me how to type. Meanwhile, this is not a joke. Malv, are you here? I need you to vouch for this because people won't believe it, okay? Our computer teacher, literally every day in 9th grade, he would, and I'm sure we had the same teacher. We might not have been in the same actual class, but he would walk in and he would teach like 5 minutes of computer stuff that would basically be like, he'd go on the board and like write like google.com and then be like a search engine lets you find things on the internet. Then he would leave the class for 45 minutes out of the 72 minutes that the class was, and was nowhere to be found. And then when he came back, he just checked his Hotmail for like half an hour. That dude had the nerve to give me a 70 in the computer class. Mind you, I did just play Flash games all the time. So maybe it's deserved. But I remember, like, he did also teach the girls' volleyball team, and there was, I'm not sure how spurious the correlation was, but it really did seem like that the pretty ladies got better grades. Some of the ladies in that class probably got the only A that they got in their whole scholastic career. And I'm just saying, if you put me up against them in a typing test, they would be in tears. They would stand no chance. You got 100 in the class, too. That doesn't surprise me, though. There were other boys who got 100 as well. I mean, when you see pure genius, you got to recognize that. Otherwise, people are going to think something's up, right? That's okay, I can live with that. Anyway, that was my computer class. I still remember, oh my god, our final exam was out of 10, and one of the questions was literally, Google image search this and paste the picture into a Word document. There's a lot of weird assignments in that class. I wrote a movie review of the Robin Williams movie 1 Hour Photo in that class. I have no idea what we learned. I think mostly it was like how to use Microsoft Word. Great movie, though. Oh, come on. How do you remember that? Honestly, my memory from around age 10 to 19 is pretty solid. 19 to 25 is a little spotty. But 10 to 19 is locked in, dude. I remember every meal of every day, I think. Oh, there you go. He's got it. It's a perfect performance. A polished Polish performance. Yeah, those were the Josh years. I like that. That's a cool obstacle. Apollo, are you watching? You should use that obstacle in your Mario levels. Do you remember making Dragon Slayer Doppelganger? Oh, absolutely. Flawless. Did you get a big old boner during the love scene? I did, but it didn't matter because they had to edit out my penis in the final production anyway because the director thought that people wouldn't believe that it could be so small. By the way, the Ubisoft forums are a great place to interact with other Trials fans. In case you're interested in having some Trials discourse. Bad start. Small penis, huge balls? Absolutely. It's not what people like to see. It's what Mother Nature blessed me with. Huge ball. Yeah, that's... Thanks for keeping me honest. I appreciate it. I don't think I was supposed to do it this way. Here's what you do. You do a little backflip for angular momentum. Lucky bounce. Apollo finished 3-8 in 25 minutes. That seems pretty reasonable. Can you have kids if you only have one ball? You can have kids, but your kids won't respect you. Nor will their mother. Also, if you only have one ball, all of your kids are genetically identical because they don't get the DNA that comes from the right ball. They only get the DNA that comes from the left ball. Just, they only get a single strand of... Did I say DNL? Oh, you guys haven't heard about DNL? Deoxyribonucleic lactic acid. That's what happens to your DNA when you get yoked. He's done it. He's still doing it. Everything being said in chat is true right now. I know, I have a bachelor's degree in biology. Textbook. Morgan, just stop, okay? We had a good run of form. I was telling some good jokes. Everybody was laughing. We don't have to bring the horny stuff into it. Save the horny stuff for when chat's slow. What the fuck, Dex? Chat's so freaking horny, Dex. Shit. Chat's always horny? I don't understand why they don't jerk off. Is it like when people are like, oh, I'm so hungry, and you're like, oh, we have food in the fridge, and they're like, no, but I don't want that food. Is that the joke? On the man's widow? Just don't understand it. You can be so horned up all the time. Raises a lot of questions. I see it all on Twitter, too. Many of you are horny on main. No respect for the fact that when you like a photo, that lewd stuff, that garbage, shows up in my Twitter feed, too, and I'm forced to look at it. Sometimes twice. I'm just saying. Oh, son of a bitch. Mathis? No, Mathis doesn't. To be honest with you, I don't think Mathis has tweeted. Has he tweeted in 2020 so far? I never see Mathis's tweets. I did see he was tweeting something about Picard, and I was like, okay, mute. Maybe that's why I haven't seen any in a long time. Oh, that's true. He was tweeting some alien stuff for a bit. I did see that. And I was like, block. But I haven't seen anything since. Oh, come on. He wants to do voice work for a waifu game? Why not? You might as well monetize your kink, I guess, if you get the opportunity. I can respect it. At least he's not jerking it for free like some kind of communist. I'm sorry, but the joke was just... the joke popped into my head, fully formed, and I was like, I gotta say it. I gotta say it. What was the last Judge Mathis? I'm not suggesting he's not doing Judge Mathis. I'm suggesting, like, what was the last one? Please. He's tweeting about Bernie as well. I respect it. It's a very politically active season. Oh, yeah. A Star Wars game about a year ago? Oh, so Judge Mathis is, he's on sabbatical. He's recused himself from many big cases recently. Please. Oh, come on. Please ban people who are Bernie on main. Honestly, it's not, and now I'm being sincere, it's not for me to tell somebody how to use their social media account. You know, Robert is being very, you know, politically active, and I respect it, even though I'm not politically active on my social feeds. I respect that A, he's leaning into something that he believes in, and B, he's actually like, he's not just like, I want this guy to win. He's like, I'm doing stuff to help this guy win. I respect that. Oh, yeah. Now, I do think he should really take a close look at Tom Steyer's policies. I think he's got a lot of good ideas that could really help out in such a divided time. However, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Can you just... He's done it. Never. They did it. They did it. Oh, son of a bitch. For me, it's just like... That's just not what I want my social media feeds to be. But for one, I don't live in the United States. So... Come on! Like, that's a big part of it. But then secondarily, I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, I do still see myself as like a video game content creator. So I don't really want to, like, you know, bring politics into it. Especially, like, in the US system, like, it's not like everything's political, but it's like all year is politics. Every year at all times. It's not like a once every 4 years thing. But I would definitely never be like, hey, you should stop tweeting about something you care about. Unless it's horniness. Even then, I don't mind if you tweet about horniness. But please exclusively tweet about horniness so that I can mute you without missing out on any fire content. I just don't want you to mix in horny and normal, is the thing. All normal tweets, no problem. All horny tweets, I mean, it's not no problem, but, you know, I can just ignore and move on, right? It's when you have some normal stuff and then you mix in some horny stuff. That's why, yeah, just get 2 accounts. Get a password manager. Sell your bed. No. When you get horny on main, you just lost twice. We can do this one. This is the dream run. This is the dream run. I've got to focus. He's done it. Perfect run. 15th try. Don't give me a thumbs down, strange man. That's an upvote. I'll upvote that one. Up. Kiss your mother with that mouth? Yes. Oh, behave. I thought that guy was naked. Yes, I know. And this is the last I'm going to talk about it, because I know that I'm bad at avoiding the temptation of slipping into this and trying to occupy a morally superior position. I know it's a privileged position to not care about American politics. Legitimately, I'm not mad at that statement. However, what I do find frustrating is that for my entire life, anytime I talked about Canada, the majority of Americans I know were like, oh, that's cute. He thinks his country's problems are real. Our country is so much bigger than your problem. You wouldn't even understand it. And then all of a sudden in 2020, if you're like, man, I'm kind of sick of hearing about American politics, you're like, oh, must be nice to live in such a comfortable position. You don't know how lucky you got it, mister. And that's all I'm saying about that. Sometimes it ain't so bad being the little brother. We got our own problems, though. I did laugh. I know I said that I was going to stop, but this is more dunking on someone for being rude, which is very much, like, in my wheelhouse. But there was that tweet from, like, the Bernie rally where the reporter was like, there's a traffic jam leaving the Bernie rally. Doesn't really reflect well on his supporters, or on Bernie for that matter. And everybody rightfully went, what the hell are you talking about? By the way, Cow Humpers, glad to see you back. And I was like, man, last Tuesday, you know, First Nations were protesting in Vancouver over, you know, their treatment by the Canadian federal government, and it made, I don't want to call it a commute, but it made it take like 90 minutes to run my errands when normally it takes like 15 minutes. And the first thing I said when I got home was, it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, you know, I respect their right to do it. I didn't know that you could just go on Twitter and be like, well, I did support you until it inconvenienced me ever so slightly. All of a sudden, I've decided to renounce all of the principles that I had earlier because I've been inconvenienced on a very mild basis. At first I thought that I was a supporter of human rights, but your rights end where my traffic begins. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. That is not to say that I was not annoyed by the fact that it took me longer to get where I was going. But that was mostly because the radio was not playing good songs. If they play good songs, I'd be happy to drive all day. That's what Google Play Music is for? Yeah, but we got data caps. Because it's all fucked up here. You know what? Maybe I should start getting political on Maine. Maybe the time is right. NL, have you bought groceries lately? I have indeed. Thank you for asking. I really don't want to do that level. Don't make me do that level. But what the heck is this? Oh, you got to win 4 races in a row, right? I'm telling you, dude, I know I don't promote every Amazon product. I talked about this ad nauseum in an Isaac episode, so in 2 weeks you're going to be like, I think I've heard this somewhere before. I had it up to here with Whole Foods. Good fruits and vegetables. Love to see it. Homemade tortilla chips, delicious. Homemade salsas, salads, etc., etc. I'm for it. Hot bar, delicious, right? Why is your pharmacy fake? Why don't you just have a real pharmacy inside of your store? Hold on. I know you're like, what do you mean? They don't sell real medicine at Whole Foods. They only sell homeopathic remedies, witchcraft, and overpriced lies. Why? Like, I agree with exactly half of the wellness movement, where I'm like, you know, hey, get 7 hours of sleep. Hey, eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Hey, take vitamins. Hey, you know, mindfulness is important. Meditate or something like that. But then, I don't agree with the other half that's like, put essential oils into your diffuser and also tan your perineum. I just want some NyQuil. Why do I have to go to a different store to get a different NyQuil, to get real NyQuil? I can only get like St. John's wort in an infusion of witch hazel. And it came up because I had to get deodorant. I moved the deodorant out of this room. And I had to get deodorant at, well, I didn't have to get it at Whole Foods, but it was either get it at Whole Foods or, you know, go to a separate store to buy it, which I was like, I'm already here. So all I had was like these weird, like, there was like, they've got stickers on the deodorant that are like not genetically modified, and I'm like, I don't care. Why is this deodorant $11 and the scent is like some plant I've never heard of before in my entire life? And it's got, you pull the cap off and like under the cap it says like This stick is full of positivity. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not a real... You can just do that? You can just say, like, lies on your marketing material? And nobody's vetting it? What do you mean it's full of positivity? Like, I'm in your store because it has the best fruits and vegetables. They're fresh, they're crisp. I'm for it. And also, my wife likes the juices there, so I have no choice. But sometimes I'm like, man, oh, we're out of Tylenol. You're out of Tylenol, you're fucked. You can get Dr. Jimothy's wellness bars. You put one under your pillow when you fall asleep, and you wake up feeling 10% more gratitude in the morning. They don't have any Tylenol. What's your problem with Tylenol? I don't understand. Don't mess this race up. Yeah, I actually forgot. We gotta win this one or we have to go back to the start. I hate this shit, dude. Focus. Okay, we got it top two. Top two will work. No, I should have gone a little harder on that one. It's all physics, baby. He fell, he fell. Let's go. Me versus top K9. Have you ever considered a career in stand-up? Yeah, I'm working on my first set. Should be live in Dreams sometime before 2030, I think. Just need to figure out where to cop that asparagus model. Send it. That's a full send. It's going pretty well so far. It's over. It's not over. We did it. Dude, I should render some I think you should leave sketches in Dreams. That's way better than having to write your own material. You could definitely... The door sketch is only like... I don't know, it's probably like 50 seconds long. You've completed the Stadium Finals. You will unlock the grand finale track by beating all 9 Stadium Finals that are present in the game. You have a message. This is grand finale, the biggest and best track in the world. Okay. Discord is down? Mine appears to be up right now. That's right, I'm accusing you of being a charlatan. I'm accusing you of telling fibs. I really don't like it when Discord goes down, because then you got to see all the how do you do fellow gamer messages. Oopsie whoopsie, looks like a head crab got into our flux capacitor. It better not be down. We gotta coordinate what we're playing for Tutty. The good news is, because Trivial Pursuit took 2.5 hours last week, I have so many games that I downloaded for Tabletop Simulator that we didn't get to. You fell, dummy. Yeah, I gotta learn the controls for Boggle so it doesn't shoot all the letters, like, into the sky. But I think Boggle would work. Would you play Siege again? No joke, I was thinking, like... the reason I went to Uplay today, and the reason we're playing Trials right now, is because I said, you know what? If Siege is installed, I'll play a little solo Siege today. I am still stunned that I'm the only person in Tutty that recognizes Siege's true greatness. It's one of the best, like, competitive shooters of all time. Why is it uninstalled? Well, let me run something by you. I installed it for Tutty. And then after I installed it, which was like 65 gigabytes, we got messages from people that said, I don't want to play Siege. So I uninstalled it immediately. Top K9 again. Hold on, I gotta focus. The community can be a little toxic. I don't disagree with you on that one. I mean, I haven't played it in like a year at this point, but... Yeah, don't hurt Malf on this one. Malf is he's the second most eager to play Siege. Please fall. I'm begging you to fall. When Dan finishes getting over it, what about a Tutty race for getting over it? That I don't want to do because I selfishly want to do my own solo thing for getting over it. I'm waiting for Dan to finish getting over it so that I can play getting over it. You've been eliminated. No meme games, please. All right. Tell 15,000 of your friends to watch Frostpunk. And then I will stop playing meme games. And by meme games, I mean some of the greatest games ever made. Don't call getting over it a meme game. Jump King, that's a meme game. You canceled it? I did not cancel Frostpunk. That's like saying Marvel canceled Avengers Endgame. The finale comes out tomorrow. Not Endgame. That would be sick, though. You'll see what happened. It's an amazing finale. I don't have to sell it, because if you're in on Frostpunk, it's not like you're going to be like, I don't want to watch the finale. Everybody else, I told them. I said, oh, what have I done? I said, hey, watch Frostpunk. Watch Frostpunk. Everyone went, nah, I sleep. You know what? You don't get to eat the bread. You didn't mill the flour, you don't get to eat the bread. You can eat the bread. The bread's coming out tomorrow. If you watch the series, you get to eat the bread. If you didn't watch episode 6, no bread for you. I'll tell you, and I talked about this in an Isaac episode that's probably not up yet. But one of the reasons I really like Frostpunk is because it's a colony sandbox simulator that ends with an ending instead of ending with you just being like, I think that's enough. I think that is a underutilized element. Like most city builders and stuff like that, and you know, colony simulators is just like, just play until you're like, I have unlimited money. I like that Frostpunk has a goal. We can do this. RimWorld has a goal and you hate that? This is gaslighting. I love RimWorld. I just don't, you know, play it ad infinitum. Mostly because when I play it, it doesn't do that well for me. Here's my... This goes for a lot of games, actually, and I think you'll notice the pattern as well. Dude, you gotta do a new X campaign. RimWorld, XCOM 2. Planet Coaster, you know, anything in that ballpark. And then episode 1, dude, I'm so excited. He's doing a new Oxygen Not Included. Episode 2, holy shit, you goddamn idiot. You got your polluted water mixed up with your clean water. It's painful to watch. How dare you? Don't you watch Oxygen Not Included, Jake? Here, it's really easy. Here's a 9-hour video that he made going over the basics. You could just watch it in your spare time. By the way, the series has the lowest view count of all the active series on your channel right now. That's usually how those games go. Which is another reason I like Frostpunk, because it didn't get to that level. Frostpunk was like, the community was like, these are fun videos. And I was like, thanks, they're fun to make. That is why I will never do another Factorio campaign. That, and because it looks like StarCraft from 1996. Highland Fling. No, but it's not like the community's not messing up in that stuff. It's honestly just like, I mean, I talk about it in my channel update today that you should watch as soon as the stream is over in 5 hours. It's mostly that, like, I look at the analytics for that stuff and I'm like, doesn't seem like that many people are into it. There's a community of people who are like, oh, this is my shit. But then, like, you know, the vast majority of people are like, don't really care. You see that guy? He's flipping like crazy, dude. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Any idea how long the podcast will last? Ad infinitum at present. I was surprised. Not annoyed, but surprised. To see people be like, I don't know how they're going to have so much stuff to talk about that run like a whole podcast. I'm like, is Dan and me. You think we're going to run out of stuff to talk about? It's not possible. Not possible. What's with this guy and his flips? Dude, I gotta be honest, it's working out pretty well. I think I should take a little... Oh, never mind. Take a little page out of his playbook. That's not good. I think we do have to flip on that one, though. B-Cop, I see you. Were you a member of this community prior to Twitch Rivals Uno? I looked at your username in chat, and in my head, all I could picture was a Yoo-hoo bottle. I remember. I mean, it was only a month ago. I want to get an outsider's perspective on the... well, not an outsider, but a non-me perspective on the Twitch Rivals Uno tournament. You still salty? I'm not salty. I just think it's funny that some people would rather get an extra 75 cents in their pocket instead of entertaining their audiences. Some people might say that makes me salty. Some people might say it makes me right. I mean, is being angry over an injustice being salty? Or is it being a crusader for all that's good on this planet? No, that's true. Like, I'm playing a bit, but it is a dangerous bit because it could be misconstrued as being antagonistic towards those streamers. But I will say, trust me, as someone who has spent some time in the Magic the Gathering community, I do understand that some people live their whole life, and I'm not talking about the streamer, I'm talking about the audience in this case. They live their whole life evaluating every decision with expected value. You know, hey buddy, I paid $5 to enter Friday Night Magic. You think I'm not gonna min-max 6 hours of leisure time on a Friday night against a bunch of 12-year-olds using starter decks? I don't think so. I thought the 07 rule was meh. It's very diplomatic of you. I kind of agree, but I do appreciate the inherent zaniness of the 07 rule. Like, I get that. Here's the thing, you know, you're being nice and you're not gonna say it, so I'm gonna say it. I would not have minded the 07 rule at all if it didn't lead to as soon as one person had a card left, people pulled out their Google sheet of every card that had ever been drawn in the game to be like, oh, he's got a blue 6 left. If you change it to green, then I have 2 skips that I can play, you can win, and I will have the second lowest card count. I will come in second. That will give me a 35% greater chance of getting a yield that allows me to draw into the winner's bracket. Just picturing kind of people that are at home watching it that are like, yeah, that's my shit. This is entertainment. Clip that. The kind of people that spreadsheet a golf game. Aw, shit. He got me. I'm still on the fence of whether my performance in that Twitch Rivals means I will never be invited back to any Twitch-sanctioned event ever again, or if I'm going to be invited back at the earliest opportunity. I really think it could be the second one. Because Twitch, they've been using my material, without asking, in a lot of their promotional stuff lately, more than they ever have before. So I think we're in, boys. I think we're starting to get in there. It's Flippy Boy. Oh, that was a great move. I think we're... Couple of people left the platform, and that opened up a spot by default for me to slip in. I did... I've been not... I don't consider this salty, and this is not related to Twitch, it's related to YouTube. I just consider it like funny, right? But YouTube's main Twitter account, like a month and a half ago, was like, hey, reply below with a reason why we should follow you. And I wanted to be like, I've been on your platform for 10 years and don't have a direct contact at the platform. And, you know, you guys have made quite a lot of money off of my efforts, probably as much money as I have, if not more. And I'd just like a little gratification that I'm actually, you know, I'm appreciated on some degree by the corporate overlords that correctly and indirectly, or directly and indirectly, I should say, control my life. And they're like, I don't see what you're complaining about. In 2014, we sent you a little belt buckle that said you had 100,000 subscribers. And I was like, oh, you're right. Never mind, I'm just being a baby. Oh! You can do it, dude. I can't do it. He's gonna beat me. Restart. Also, I sharded. Dude, if they replied, we don't follow sharders, I would be like, that's worth 10,000 times more than a follow. If they replied with an inside joke, I would be like, I see you. Did you guys hire the Devolver Digital Twitter guys? Seems like you upped your game recently. Dude, I should play Trials more often. Like, it unlocks the gameplay part of my brain so that I can focus exclusively on channeling righteous anger into entertainment. It's perfect. Not possible. He's done it. The king is dead. Long live the king. Fall Guys, they finally announced it's coming out in the summer of 2020. I'm very ready for Fall Guys. Fall Guys is the it's a battle royale, but it's based on Wipeout / Takeshi's Castle / MXC. Etc., etc. I'm like, it's my worst nightmare that game is garbage. Fall Guys, cover your ears, okay? I've been following, like, as soon as that game was announced, I'm like, oh shit, this is my jam. If it comes out and it's trash, I might just resign. I might resign. Because I honestly think that's the kind of environment where I could hit esports potential. I think I could... Probably, I'm going to open my inbox 3 days after that game comes out. 100,000 concurrent views on a bad day, probably. New email from FaZe. New email from 100 Thieves. New email from Optic Gaming. New email from Red Bull Esports. New email from Emmett Shear, the CEO of Twitch. Hey, we'd like to make you an ambassador. Hey, we'd like you to be the captain of our squad. Hey, do you want to play DPS for Team Solo Mid? Spam folder. I'm ready. I've been training for this my whole life. I'm prepared. Cloud9, all the esports organizations, of which I can name many. Invictus Gaming. Dendy's Esports. LED. Shard Space. All of them. Every single one of them. I know them all. The Vancouver Titans, of course. I know them all, dude. I got season tickets to watch them in Los Angeles. Would you learn Korean and join SK Telecom? Nay. That means yes. Why do you think I'm learning it? Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
What?
That's the way someone greets you when they have bad news.
No. I was just saying hello.
Oh, hello.
I mean, I've got good news even. I finished late.
Yo! Level
the
8.
yo that turned into a yo.
Level 8 in the books, baby. You know what? I'm going to grab some lunch real quick. I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Okay. Go do it.
Let me change my game name to Tabletop Simulator.
He's not gone. He'll be gone soon. There he goes. Hi, Mouth. He's muted.
Hello,